I've never been to a 40th anniversary before, but 40 years ago, something really deadly happened. In 1982, long before I was born, before the internet was invented, and way before TikTok, a mob came together to fight for our people and education all across New South Wales. They believed in Aboriginal students like me, making sure Aboriginal education was important business. People came from all across the state to help out. One of those important people was Uncle Bob Morgan, who signed and forwarded the very first Aboriginal Education Policy. Let's see if Uncle Bob can have a yarn.
Hey, Penelope, what we did back in the old days was all about you. So, Penelope, you stay strong, be dignified. As an Aboriginal woman, we are from special people. Bye. The development of the policy was a group effort. It came about because the community were arguing that we want a greater voice in the education of our kids. We wanted to have reflected in the policy frameworks that dictated what education departments were doing with us and not for us. And the ACG was a vehicle through which that voice could be expressed. My name's Bob Morgan. I'm a Gummeroy man from the Western Plains of New South Wales, from Walgett. That's the centre of my universe. And I'm an educator and passionate and have an indivisible commitment to the principle of Aboriginal self-determination. There was initially reluctance from the department that a policy was necessary. We had to keep on agitating within the department, within the system, that the policy, if it was going to have any relevance and be meaningful and lead to any form of transformation and change, it had to be implemented.
Wow, thanks, Uncle Bob. I wondered how all those people from different towns and cities communicated without computers or mobile phones.
Well, there was certainly no Zoom, so they travelled. They would hire buses and they would travel around the state. They willingly gave up their time because it's for their kids. Mob will always do things for free for their kids because it's something that they believe in. My mum was Joyce Woodbury. She was a foundation member of the New South Wales ACG. She was one of the first AEAs or ATAs to work in Sydney, and her passion for education was always driven by the idea that Koori kids can do anything. The policy could always improve the lives of all Aboriginal children, but all students, in understanding about Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander cultures and history, understanding that it's a living, breathing culture, understanding that we're all here together.
Wow, it took so many people to make one small book. What happens next?
One of the key things with the 82 policy coming out from New South Wales was that it was absolutely groundbreaking. And we actually set the standard then for all other states. So other states then started to come on board in developing their own Aboriginal education policies. And then from there, you had the federal policy in Aboriginal education being created. I'm Lynette Riley, and I'm a Wiradjuri Gamilaroi person from Western Northwestern New South Wales. So at the time that we were setting up the Aboriginal Education Unit, there were really only a handful of Aboriginal people that had gone through teacher training. But we were pretty much it at the time in relation to bringing some Aboriginal teachers in, because the New South Wales AECG, Aboriginal Education Consultative Group, wanted Aboriginal teachers to be involved in writing the Aboriginal education policy.
So we created a voice for Aboriginal people in education that was never there before. And we knew that to guide what we were doing, we needed to have a policy to keep the department accountable, essentially. I think there's been some wonderful things that have been achieved over time.
It actually improved, it recognised Aboriginal students in the education system in New South Wales and made them a valued member of essentially the school system.
Aboriginal people have a right to live in safety and with dignity. We have the right to pursue an education that reflects the fact that we're the oldest surviving continuous culture on this planet.
It is a milestone, it is achievement, and I wish to acknowledge the members of the New South Wales Aboriginal Education Consultative Group for your guidance, your understanding and your stories to ensuring that this policy is embedded into practice every day. 40 years, what a milestone of acknowledging and celebrating the Department's Aboriginal Education Policy.
Happy 40th to the first Aboriginal Education Policy. Thank you for believing in us.